guess I could take this off. I don't need this anymore. That, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what, 9 years worth of thread condensed down on the message board, condensed down to a little piece of earth board. Let's figure this out.
Oh, I was going to tell you, I think it looks like that amp right there.
Yeah.
It was based off the AV Famicom?
It is. That's what this is. This is the AV Famicom amp.
Remember, because I was telling you it was the front loader amp, and you were like, no, it's got more components than that.
Yeah. So yours is the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Down to the 560 PF cap. I used the 680 because that's all I had. I used the 100 UF cap. I used the 220, and I didn't have the resistors I needed, so I put resistors together to make them.
The reason it's got 100 ohms because it fit better.
I'm sure it's fine.
Actually, it does cause problems.
Oh yeah.
Certain TVs, like my projector for one, for some reason. And then I've had a couple of people, I don't remember what they had, but they had problems with it too.
Oh really?
It was probably 220 back then.
And it worked?
Fine, yeah.
Huh. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I cut those out, I used a Dremel and a cutoff wheel.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, I have it too. I have one also.
That's a concern though.
What?
If that Dremel starts taking that fiberglass, putting it in the air, you know, the
Oh yeah.
customer's breathing in it.
Yep. But I was kind of pissed off at those breakaways so they don't break away. I designed it according to this website that the dork I got the board from recommended. I was like, yeah, I wonder how I calculate this. He's like, oh, well, here, use this guide. So I used the guide, and that's what I got. And it didn't work worth a damn.
All right.
Maybe if the board was bigger, it may have worked better. I don't know.
I was also thinking if I had two of them stacked.
Oh, it'd make it better if it's thicker.
Well, and that way, that bit, I could put it through and then bump around the top one, and the bottom one could just be.
Yeah. Well, I guess what you could do is if you put the screw holes in there, just put some bolts on between the plastic and that to bring it up, so it's not, so the cutting part of the bit doesn't hit it.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be fine for one-time use.
Yeah. It was more just an experiment than anything.
Yeah, we gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, I figured, oh, I might as well throw it on there. The way I calculated the depth of that, I used my scale and calipers to figure out how to position that.
I also looked at CNCs today.
Oh yeah.
If I want to do it by hand, I can get a hold of a $100 Chinese cheap piece of shit and give it a go, but they're not CNC. They're actually titled as CNC, but there is no control.
Chinese numeric hand. Chinese numeric hand. Well, there we go. Grading.
It sounds not fun.
What?
Grading?
Grading. Why do these multi-carts always have the same funny names for the games, and they always have the same sounds than that? They always do.
I think I've only got one multi-cart.
Oh, really? probably have about
Supervision 63 one, I think.
I have like 50 or 60. They're all Famicom though. There's very few NES format multi-carts versus Famicom ones. The Famicom ones are a dime a dozen.
No, I do. I've got a 190 and one Famicom card too.
The infamous hacked Super Mario without the title screen and the Mario 2 graphics.
Cool.
But it's just regular Super Mario.
Cold sometimes?
Mario 2 in this case. Sometimes they call it other things.
It's not Mario 2, Super Mario 2 Japan.
No, it uses the ground tiles from it and that's it. Other than the little piece things too. But that's just regular old Mario 1. So I think that aspect ratio is pretty close to what it should be. And I think it still works, should still be working with a PAL also. Tested in a while though, because I didn't want to bump.
PAL chips? Or?
Yes, PAL chips.
That's what happens when you try to output a PAL with NTSC chips.
It's like it gets all fucked up. It won't even run. I can do it. That's what it does. PAL mode.
Wow. I just had immediately.
Well, yeah, there we go.
Oh. Negative. So will the menu still be visible, hopefully?
Yeah, the menu would still work, but there's no way to turn it on because the game has to run for the menu to work. You know what I mean? The game has to be running for the menu to come up. The reason for that is because I can't read this controller directly. The game reads the controller, and I pick the data up off the bus as it's reading it. You know what I mean?
So what happens if they put it in PAL?
Well, they won't. They can't. It'll auto-detect on startup.
Okay.
And fix it so you can only do one or the other. You know what I mean? It'll auto-detect PAL versus NTSC.
Okay. Man, so much to remember.
Well,
There's so many features on this. It's awesome. There's going to be like a whole series of videos just on how to use this thing.
well, it's really not that hard. I mean, the using part's pretty easy. Everything's all done for you. That was grading. Yeah, well, that multi-cart seems to work. I don't know what's up with that Action 52 though. This works. Hopefully using this thing should be self-explanatory.
scaling filters yet.
No. Well, this is the scaling. I don't have it. I'm not going to have any filters.
No?
No. I'll have interpolation maybe, but I'm not going to have any. Like the HQX, I wanted it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I just don't have resources left. It's already a lot better than anything else. But yeah, I still think it's funny. Someone said I should have the NTSC filter. I'm like, isn't that the whole point of this? So you don't ever have to see that crap again.
It's too bad. I was really curious what the HQs look like.
I haven't totally discounted it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. We'll see. I wanted to get everything else done first, just to make sure I can get everything else in there that I want. So, yeah, I mean, it seems to work pretty good so far. Been a long time since I played this. So, yeah, so that's working.
I guess one of the things we should do is start asking around people for what games we should be trying to test.
Like what?
If they can think of anything just off the...
Oh, I already know that. I know basically what all the hard games are probably going to be.
Even the homebrew stuff? Is there any homebrew stuff out there that's...
Nah. Oh, homebrew.
Weird?
Nah. Generally not. Still gotta fix the resetting. There we go.
Check that cap?
No, I know it's wrong. It's well, what it does is it resyncs the HDMI with the NES, and it does this by killing the clock to the NES. So it's going without a clock for too long, so the CPU crashes. So I'll fix that. I just, just hasn't been a priority. Oh yeah, that filter looks horrid. Let's see if we can. Monitor's doing, because it thinks it's in HDMI mode versus DVI mode, so all of a sudden it decided, oh hey, we're going to turn some sharpness filtering on.
Yeah, it looks softer.
Yeah, so I'll have to do that. So now that filtering is gone, and it's the proper, mirror the proper aspect ratio. Now the pixels are quite defined. There shouldn't be any lag either between the controller and then the. That's always a problem on like emulators.
Right.
Control lag. So that
should usually improve that.
Not that I know of. Well, I mean, the quote-unquote proof is I don't have any memory on the board, so I can't be having a frame buffer anyway. That was funny. You could ride in the turtle shell like that.
if you put the other FPGA on there, will you for sure be able to do HQX?
Not for sure. I might be able to though. It's got more resources. I'd definitely be able to do VRC7 because I think a lot of people would want that. Maybe.
Not gonna be able to do that?
I don't think I'll be able to, not on this one. I might be able to get it in there, but 5,000 logic elements is just not a lot. I mean, I got the hardware done, you know, on the FPGA, NES, so it's not a matter of not having it, it's just, it's too big.
So does that mean if they play a VRC7 game, it's not going to work?
No, it'll work, but you just won't hear the extra audio. That's the only difference. It'll be like playing it on the power pack. You don't hear the extra audio now on that.
Right.
And for the same reason, because there's not enough room to put the hardware on there.
How many VRC7 games are there?
One.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one?
It's at Lagrange Point.
Oh, okay.
It has really good music though, so I mean, I'd like to put it on there. And the other thing I wanted was I was thinking about making an NSF cartridge.
On this?
What? Not on this as a separate cartridge. So, because since if I have all the expansion sound, well, you kind of need something to use it, don't you? Yeah, but that doesn't have all the expansion sound.
That's true.
And we can't use it anyway because it's not digital, it's analog. So, it's kind of hard to get analog into the FPGA since I don't have any way of doing that. Yeah. I don't know why it does that. It's a bug, I think, in the power pack.
Like I said, it does it on the NSRGB too.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
I don't think it clears the RAM out or something. So let's see. Yeah, now the menu works. It's the only game that the menu works on, and I don't know why. I have no freaking clue why it does that.
Yeah, I think I've been able to have the elapsed time on there.
But I can make it. Yeah, I can make it display on the screen with you know, like just floating on the screen, like in the corner or something. It's pretty easy to do that. So yeah, I was debating on how to. See, I've been using controller 2 to get into the menu, but I was going to make it work on controller 1. You have to press select, start, and left to get to the menu. That's how it's going to work. Right now it's just single button presses, but I can easily change that. But that's all I have implemented. So basically you do that and hit the button and it'll go into the sub menu, but I don't have that done yet. But resolution self-explanatory. Horizontal stretch, like I said, we discussed that. And then video options, I'm not quite sure. That'll probably be where you turn scan lines on and off, and if I get scaling, that's where you'll turn that on and off. Then audio will let you turn all the expansion chips on. Set levels like panning, so I'm going to have it so you can pan each channel. You know what I mean?
For each different.
Yeah. If you listen to this, one speaker has one square and the other speaker has the other square, and they're sharing the noise and triangle right now on this. Because you know, the normal stereo mod is kind of crappy because you get the squares on one side and everything else on the other.
Yeah.
So this, you can, I'll have it set up so you can select and, you know, like move a slider and center it, or, you know, push it up to the left or the right.
Even without even without audio chips.
Yeah,
It's like
because
even
I'm
normal
generating it.
stuff.
I'm generating it, so I got full control over all that. So, in fact, that's implemented right now. That panning is all implemented, but there's just no menu to do it. You know what I mean? There's no menu in trees yet because I haven't written the code, but the hardware is all done for the panning. So I have to come up, I got to solve a few other problems too.
So whenever we play a ROM that has that special chip, you have to know which one to turn on.
No, I was trying to think of some ways to make it automatically like turn it on. I could think off, on, and auto. You know, it may not work in all cases, but it should work, you know, most of the time. You know, there'll be
test for it.
Yeah, there'll be outliers. So I'm not worried about, you know, detecting games using it. I'm more worried about like an NSF that uses it not always detecting that it's using it, for example. Because, you know, who knows what they do on NSFs, you know, that people have written. So that's why I can have off, on, and auto, and you'll just default to auto when you know.
Find a guy that's really into that.
Yeah.
But test one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know all that stuff. I can test all that. I don't know if all the games run on a power pack, though. I think they all do pretty much.
All the what?
All the games that use expansion chips. And there's like...
So VRC7?
Oh, there's VRC6, VRC7, MMC5, that N106, the Sunsoft 5B. I think I'm missing one. There's like 6. And then the internal NES audio too. So there ends up being about like 30 or 40 sound channels to deal with. So I'll have to do other things. Like right now the audio volume is maximized for just NES, but like if you turn a chip on, the NES has to get quieter so there's headroom for the extra chip. You know what I mean? So I'll do all that in the software too.
And I can imagine all the people that are really into the NES audio chip tunes and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, like me.
I love this thing.
Yeah. I do like how that's transparent.
Yeah.
I see that doesn't even work in there. And the second I start it, then it works fine.
That's weird.
Oh well, I'll solve that problem. So I think it looks pretty decent. The little animation thing's kind of funny. I think it's like lighter and then darker. So I'll have a transition too when you change sub-menus. I'll kind of make it get lighter and then back darker again. It's pretty easy to do that. Yeah, it took me most of yesterday to get this menu to work. Yep, that's where it is now.
That might be a good initial video clip. You know how I do my videos with a little tiny little clip.
Oh yeah.
And then go into the intro thing.
Well, I had video of that I recorded. I got that. Yeah, man, I purposely left in the the power pack initialization sequence. You know, I had that on there. I mean, why not? I figured I might as well show. You know, that's how you know it's a real NES and not like an emulator.
True.
Because the power pack, you know, hasn't been emulated, and I don't think it easily could be emulated because of the FPGA. So yeah.
Should have had a 1080 though.
I can't record 1080. That card I got 720. Yeah, otherwise I would have. It'll record 1080 interlaced.
You gotta fix that.
Yeah.
So put this one in 1080 and at least get a...
It is right now. Yep, 1080.
Why is it showing 720 there?
Because that's just bullshit.
Oh, I see.
That's just me,
Can you change it?
I can, but
Just fake it, yeah.
Just fake it? Yeah, oh yeah, I can just change that. All of that's fake right now. Yeah, I see. 1920 by 1080. Actually, I'll put it some, but see, it's all just, like I said, it's all just.
But we know it's real by clicking on
Yeah.
the monitor. Something like
1080. Like I said, that it's just strange now that it says 1080p and before it said 1920 by 1080, 60 hertz. And now it doesn't. It seemed to happen when I turned the audio on, so maybe it detects the audio packets and it thinks, oh hey, this is HDMI now. Let's turn on some shitty filters and squash the picture up.
that. Yeah, I don't want that.
No, that monitor's a piece of crap. That was my main monitor for like about 6 years, and then I got sick and tired of that burn-in on it. I mean, who knew LCDs got burn-in? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? And it's only on the right side of the monitor, too. Yeah, friend there, Memblers, aka Joe, or whatever, he made this. In fact, it's cut off down here now, too. He made this copy of Freeway for the NES, for Atari 2600 Freeway,
Yeah.
which I think is hilarious. It's just been my test ROM because it makes a good, it was a good audio test ROM, and I don't have to do anything. It keeps making noise while it just sits there, and it doesn't use the DPCM either. So for some reason my menu works on here and nowhere else. Still, like I said, I haven't been able to figure that one out. I'm gonna have to debug that. That's probably take like 2 minutes just to change something. A pain in the ass. That's why I have a faster CPU than I normally would have, so it piles a little faster. Yep. At least I could change the date. It's still the 12th though. Yeah, I figured it was probably the good idea to have all the expansion audio in my chip there, since you can't pipe it in any other way unless you want to have an RCA cable going to an amplifier or something. But yeah, I am really going to try to get VRC7 in there, but I don't know if like $11 bump in the BOM cost or not is going to be worth it.
Well, if you can get HQX and that in there,
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
I'm sure I
I
could.
mean, I'm hoping for everything here.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I am too. Let me see, this 100 Nintendo DS Lite motherboards. Someone posted a link to that. I was like, what?
$5 a piece. Good
Yeah.
years.
I was thinking it'd be pretty good if you needed cartridge connectors for some reason. Like you made something that needed the cartridge connector, like a dumper or something. So 3. Let's see how much extra that chip is. Pretty sure it was like $11. Yeah, it's twice as big. It still fit on that board and it will work just fine though. Yeah, it goes from 1280 to 2310. So,
What's the bulk prices?
what?
What's the bulk prices?
That is it. There is no discount at all for
No
quantity.
shit.
Not at all. Yeah, that pisses me off. Yeah, see, price break 1. And we use that same part at work that's on that board, and we've tried to get better pricing on it and haven't been terribly successful.
Some Hauser period.
They're the same price to the penny.
Hmm.
Everybody, I've checked like 5 or 6 places. It's the same price to the penny everywhere, literally.
Huh.
Yeah. So now it says 1920 by 1080. That's not in that mode. It's in 640 by 480 right now. Oops. There we go. So there, now that's right. So, well, that's pretty much where it is right now. I don't know why my scanline generator doesn't work. Nothing. So I've written. Looks like 138K worth of Verilog for that so far.
Is that a lot?
Well, it's quite a bit. 138,000 key presses, not counting all the deleting and stuff and rewriting.
Huh.
So, yeah, I think that's pretty respectable. Yeah, the chip is 94% full right now. That's why I was saying, you know, it's going to be hard pressed to add anything. You know, I mean, a lot of that's being taken up by Signal Tap, which is my like logic analyzer thing. Configure resource by entity. Signal Tap's taking up 910 plus another 146. So about, what, 1,050 logic elements is being taken up by Signal Tap that I can get back. The audio took up a lot more than I was expecting. Audio is taking up Signal Tap. Where's the audio went? Oh, there it is. It's taking up 829. Audio is, which is quite a bit. That's a lot more than I was expecting it to take. So the whole thing is 4,807.
And the other one's twice that?
Yeah, well, the chip is 5136 and the other one's twice that. Twice as much real estate. So there
probably wouldn't be a problem getting.
Well, I can easily get VRC7 and all the other crap in there and a bigger one. So maybe what we do is sell 2 versions, you know, the baseline version and then the enhanced one.
What about 2 versions NTSC and PAL?
Well, it's, what do you mean?
Would that save enough to get rid of the PAL stuff?
No, it doesn't cost anything.
Okay.
No, the PAL, the difference between PAL and NTSC is just timing, and I write that with the CPU, so that doesn't cost anything.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd be okay with 2 versions.
Mm-hmm. The board's identical, you just stick a bigger part on there. I mean, the board's 100% identical, there's no change at all to the hardware, they're the same pinout and everything. My friend and I, we're pretty sure they're the same chip, too. They disable half of it somehow. Pretty sure that's what they're doing.
Interesting.
Yeah, of course there's no easy way or any way to turn it back on.
Let me know yet.
Yeah. So, you know, isn't that shitty?
That is kind of shitty. About like a NES CPU being a 6502 with some of it removed.
Little stuff added.
But get a capture of the difference between, I mean, if it comes out amazing and the HQX is just awe-inspiring, then I don't think we'll have any problem selling 2 versions.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Well, I think a lot of people want the extra audio stuff too.
But you said it's only one game, right?
No, there's lots of games. I mean, all of the audio chips. Yeah, there's like 6 different ones.
But you're only going to have not one of them, right?
I was going to have all of them on there. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, but if you can't, BRC7 is the only one you won't have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ideally.
Right.
So, yeah, like I said, I got about, 1,000 some logic elements left. That should be plenty for all the extra audio stuff.
It'd be a tough call. I'd have to see the HQX first to see.
Oh, you saw that. Do you see the Wikipedia?
Because I'm pretty sure there's probably not much other way to play Lagrange with full expansion audio, right? Other than have the original game.
Yeah.
It's not going to work on any flash cards.
I think it works on Power Pack, but you don't get the expansion audio.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's not the one I was looking at.
Yeah, that's really hard to see.
The wiki was just obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another annoyance is the Wikipedia article used to be a lot better than this. It used to be like 3 or 4 pages and it explained how it worked and all that. Then some assholes came along and took all that information out. So now it's just like this little tiny stub. But
I wonder why.
I don't know.
I wonder if it's been archived.
I don't know.
Maybe it was the Wayback Machine?
Yeah, it usually never works for me.
Right.
It usually almost all the time if you find something that's like, oh yeah, guess what? It's not online. If you wait 2 weeks, it might be online. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've had some pretty good luck with it. I don't remember what I was looking for. I think I was looking for information on old Atari multi-carts.
Oh,
I
yeah?
wanted to try to build one, and I don't remember who it was. He used to sell one that was menu-based, and they quit because of
2600 cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not that hard to make one. But yeah, I think it turns out pretty nice.
It looks amazing.
I know, that's why I wanted it. It just takes a hell of a lot of processing power. So I was looking through the stuff on how it works. I was trying to figure out how to make it, how to get it onto the FPGA. Now the one problem is it works in YUV space. That's one problem. But I figured I could fix that little problem by storing my palette in YUV instead. And going that route. Or having a secondary palette that's YUV and doing it that way. But yeah, I mean, you can see how it makes everything all nice and smooth looking. So it makes everything all nice and smooth instead of the jaggies. Yeah, I really did want to do that. Because when you're at 1080, I think it'd look a lot better to have that.
I agree.
Some people don't like it though, but again, that's why you'd be able to turn it on and off.
No, that's why I love this thing. It's just, it doesn't matter what you want because you can have it either way.
I mean, it's easy to do that stuff. I don't know why other people haven't done anything like this.
Because they're not you.
Yes. I mean, I don't think it's that hard. It's just, I mean, it's just a lot of crap to do.
I'm sure some people don't feel as rewarding as
maybe.
other people, you know.
Yeah, it seems to work pretty good. I should think about getting another board made soon with all the changes on there. Changed about 5 or 6 things on that board so far.
You mean like the actual components and layout and everything?
Layout changes, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How many did you have made?
10. So, I mean, not that many. So, I mean, I figure I'd probably make 3 or 4 of this version. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to order that FPGA from DigiKey and I'll make another board and drop that in there. My friend was saying, and I mean, I didn't even think about, but I probably should have did that from the start because then I'd have all that space for like extra things like signal tap. You know, I'm not, you know, right now I'm eating up a quarter of my resources doing that.
Right.
So, I mean, I really need it.
So that's your only FPGA? No, you had a couple of them, didn't you?
Oh, I got a couple. Yeah, I got more FPGAs, but I was just hesitant to build another proto until, you know, I got like this far along. Now it's a good time probably to do that.
Sure.
I wonder what the BOM cost is on the RGB adapter. Oh, that's the other thing. I should have told you to bring the bad one over. I wanted to look at it. I was going to try and figure out how much it cost to make it.
It can't be that much because he sells them to me
Like 80
for
bucks or something, right?
$60 a piece if I buy in quantity.
Oh, was that like 10 or more?
At least. But I also only get the board.
Uh-huh.
He's got a
Like
baggie
a kit.
full of bullshit that I never wanted to use from the beginning.
Uh-huh.
You know, like he has an S-video connector.
A baggie
and
full of bullshit.
And a little adapter PCBs
Oh,
for the back of the S-video connector and the 8-pin mini DIN.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's got
Like a switch. Or is that extra? Palette
switches in
switch.
there, you know. I bought my own in quantity for nothing, you know. Which I'll probably have 50 or 60 of those left over. Had nothing to do with them.
Well, someone may
Resell them.
Yeah, someone may want like an audio switch. You can use it on there. Or is it the 3-position ones?
Yeah, it's 3-position toggle.
Yeah.
It's dual pole, double throw, but
Yeah.
it might be good for, no? Shit. I said the duo region switch, but been looking for a dual pole, double throw to turn on the LED like a dual, a bicolor LED to different colors, so you're in a different region, whatever, all that stuff.
Unfortunately, one thing this thing can't do is make an NTSC system PAL or vice versa.
That would have been cool, but I don't think it's
very
super necessary.
What is nice, though, if you have a PAL set of chips, you can make a PAL NES that will actually work in the U.S. Because it'll work on, you know, any of these monitors. The monitor doesn't care. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
It'll still.
Yeah, it works fine.
There'll be a PAL signal.
What?
There'll be a PAL.
It'll be 50 frames per second, but that's still HDMI spec. And keeping these segregated like you had them. So that's the NTSC set. So, yeah, I tried all these chips. All the chips on here work. I just didn't try these two, the UMC ones.
Why not?
I'm sure they'll work. I guess I could try them. Just never thought to try them. So there, those are the PAL ones. So now I'll turn it on, program it, and then I'll have to put it in PAL mode. Just do that by going, okay, that. LED is on solid, good. So there, PAL mode. Once the monitor thinks about working. So now, oh, it still says 1080p. Before it said 1920 by 1080, 50 hertz, because it's running at 50 hertz now instead of.
What did you do?
What?
What do you do?
I'm sending out audio now, and before I wasn't. So I think that's what's causing it.
Bioforce 850 hertz? No thanks.
Actually, it'd probably be better. It'll be slower.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Mine be.
Yeah, it's a bit slower than normal,
Think so?
and the music pitch is wrong too.
I only watched you play that one time, so I'm not real familiar with it.
Well, that's about the only time I played it, but I can recognize the wrong pitch like a fart.
What is going on? Wrestling moves?
Yeah.
Seriously? Fucking awesome. Wow.
Funny.
That's amazing.
Pretty much have to go where they want you to go.
It's Hulk Hogan. Gotta be.
Yeah, order here.
That's awesome.
Come on, get up, idiot. Yeah, I already thought about that. I think you're kind of right. Oh, I'm supposed to be like Hulk Hogan. I don't think you're supposed to be able to run through those boxes either. Yeah, it seems to work pretty good. Yeah, and the PAL chips are much more forgiving about the reset, so the power pack menu always comes back. For whatever reason, I don't know.
How the UMCs?
Oh, yeah. Let's see what they do. Let's see, that's PAL mode, it's as seamless as NTSC. I mean, there's really no easy way to tell unless you pick up the pitch difference and the game's playing slower.
You know, I sold an NTSC top loader to somebody in UK,
Uh-huh.
and they called them bitched. Not called, but they emailed me and bitched that
They
ran
didn't-
too fast.
He's like, yeah, you're lucky
I'm
you
like,
even got a picture.
Yeah, it was an older man. He, he had really know what he's talking about, I guess. But
Uh-huh.
I was like, how does somebody over there not know this?
Oh, yeah, that was one thing. I didn't know which was which.
Oh, I don't either.
I Googled it, actually. UA 65 47. And I got United Airlines Flight 6547.